Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome back to MuftiQ&A.com. Question says, a woman requests a khula from her husband and he grants it and states he requests no ransom or return of the mahr. Is this valid or must something be paid by the wife to finalize the khula? We say that this is a very long detailed issue of severe khilaf among Ahlul Ilm, the people of knowledge. First and foremost is the khula. What exactly is khula? Is khula considered to be a talqa? Is it a type of divorce that is sought from the woman? Or is it actual fasakh? Is it an abolishment and an annulment of the contract? Very long difference of opinion. Secondly is, with regards to once the khula is given, is the idda of talqa or idda of fasakh? Does she have to wait 3 menstrual cycles or just 1 before she can remarry? Then we have the issue of difference of opinion with regards to the woman returning the mahr, giving the money back, the ransom. Fi maftadat bih. The ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah says, فَلَا جُنَاهَ, is there's no sin, no problem, regarding fi maftadat bihi, يعني المرأة, the woman who seeks the divorce, who seeks the khula, and she gives a fida, some type of ransom. What does this mean? Many people, they have a misconception and misunderstanding regarding this entire issue. When we say the word ransom, then the first thing that comes to the English reader or listener's mind is someone being held captive. Someone was captured, a prisoner of war. All right? And they hold this person for ransom. In other words, if you don't pay us or give us what we want, we're not going to let you go. You cannot leave our captivity until you pay something. So therefore the ransom is paid. So if you understand the linguistical term or the actual meaning of a ransom, then it proves is that the captor does not wish to deliver the captive unless there is muqabil, unless there's something given in exchange, and that is the wealth, that's the ransom. So the people of knowledge, they differ on, does the entire mahr have to be returned? Some of the mahr, is it permissible or impermissible for the husband to take more than what he gave her? And last but not least comes this issue, and that is, can a man order or deliver the khula, give the request for the woman to seek the divorce without taking anything? Without taking anything. And there's some people, especially in America, whether they're imams or students of knowledge, du'at, some people have no education, they say no, there must be raddul mahr. She has to give it back. Even if the husband says, I don't mind, it doesn't matter, you can get the divorce, talaq, khula, whatever you like. I don't want any money. So what we have the facts and evidence from that which is just people thinking and feeling and not having the proper education. All of these different issues is very long khilaf among the fuqaha of past and of present. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions that as one of the riwayat, one of the versions of the Imam, the opinion of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal and others, is that if the husband doesn't take any money and he grants it, he gives the khula, he allows her to go, then it's valid and it isn't mandatory at all. And the reason why they say, or there are several reasons. Number one, as they say, is the ayah is not proving that it's mandatory for her to give a ransom, but the husband refuses to let her go. Just as we explained in the English language, the captor, the captive. I'm not letting you go unless you pay me. So obviously, if I have a prisoner, I say, tafaddal, you can go. You don't have to pay me anything. Then the whole purpose of the ransom is what? It's for me to let the captive go. So if I willingly let the captive go, then there's no need for any ransom. And that's common basic sense. Secondly, so the institution of the khula is when a husband refuses. And he's not displeased with the woman, but she's displeased with him. She wants to go. She needs to go. So that's very important. Number two is, they say, is that once the khula is granted, once it is given, then there's no 3 menstrual cycles that she's going to wait in his home. The marriage is broken. It's annulled. It's abated instantly. They're no longer married anymore. When that takes place, he doesn't have to feed her. He doesn't have to give her anything to drink, any water, any coffee, any tea, any milk. There's no root that he has to provide for her. Her clothes, the protection, her medical expenses and services, none of these things are now upon him. So once he gave the khula, the marriage is clipped, is cut. There's no more nafaqah. So they say because he doesn't have to give any more nafaqah, he doesn't have to take back the mahr. And it's either one of the two. Keep the mahar, but pay nafaqah. And if not, everybody understand this? Last but not least is, it's considered to be, or we have the concept of when a woman is being harmed, physically, spiritually, emotionally, religiously, she's being harmed by the husband. And the husband refuses to let her go. He doesn't give her the talaq. And she has to wait, but he says no. She says, I'll pay you money. I'll give you back the mahar. I'll give you back the gold, the necklace, the bracelet. I'll give you back all of the things that you bought from me, including the mahar. And he says no. Or he says, I'll let you go, but you have to pay me loads of money. Then that's a long issue among the people of knowledge with regards to, is that even permissible for him to do this? Can he hold her against her will, mistreating her, abusing her, berating her, and then on top of that, taking the money back from her? And it gets even deeper and even worse if the woman is a virgin. The man took her virginity, and in many cultures, in many places, not all, but in many, especially from Muslim-dominated countries, especially in the Middle East, once a woman loses her virginity, no one really wants to marry her. And they look at her as a damaged product, quote unquote. No one wants to marry this woman just because she lost her virginity. She's la khayra fiha. She's no good. And she has to be a virgin for her to get married. So the man, he married her. He took her virginity. He abused her. He did this, he did that to her. Then he won't let her go unless she pays him back what he gave her. Can she retrieve her virginity? Can she get her virginity back? But she has to pay him back the money. So that's a long issue in itself right there with regards to an abusive husband or a husband that is breaking the rules and he refuses to divorce unless he gets money back. Very long issue. In brief, باختصار شديد. In brief, no matter what you do, whether you give back the money to the husband, the ex-husband or not, or whether he says it's okay, tafaddali, go ahead, I don't want it, one of the madhahib of the ulama you're going to be implementing, and the opinion that seems that makes the most sense, wallahu a'lam, Allah knows best, الذي يظهر أنه أقرب إلى الأصول والقواعد والأدلة ووجهات النظر الصحيحة, that which seems to be clear is that if the husband says you don't have to pay it and he lets her go, that is okay, that is permissible, it is valid, and is actual divorce. Once again, it's a very long, detailed issue of khilaf among the people of knowledge of the past and of the present. Allah surely knows best.